Welcome to Hoodoo TV. I'm Jared. We are here at Emerald City Comic Con, and we are talking with Anthony Del Cole. How's it going?
I'm just living the dream today, man. Living the dream.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on with us today. So, you've got a new book coming out here pretty soon. It's big, it's ambitious, it's crazy. It's called The Son of Hitler. What's that about? What's going on there?
Yes, it's Son of Hitler is an original graphic novel that comes out in June of this year with Image Comics. They're right behind us, I believe, here. But yeah, it's based on a legend. There was a rumor that when Hitler was stationed in France in World War I, he fathered a child.
Oh.
Son of Hitler tells the story of who that child was and how he's recruited by a female British spy to get him to serve as the ultimate Trojan horse, getting close to his biological father, and wait for it, kill him. So yeah, it's sort of Inglourious Bastards. There's a bit of Boys from Brazil. There's a bit of The Dirty Dozen, Valkyrie, so that sort of thing. So it's got violence, it's got spycraft, it's got weird medical experimentation. You know, it's all the cool stuff that's about World War II, and you get to kill Hitler. So what else would you want in life?
Oh my gosh, that sounds insane, amazing. Like, I'm having trouble just wrapping my head around how insane this is going to be.
It is. I mean, because it came about a few years ago. A good friend of mine, Jeff Moore, who's actually one of the co-writers and co-creators of the series, he came to me with this. We were just sitting around at a cafe, a Starbucks actually. This interview brought to you by Starbucks.
Well, they paid us.
Exactly. Yeah. Jeff Moore came to me and we were just hanging out, just throwing around story ideas. And then he mentioned that he and a friend of his had started to research the fact that there was this legend about this son. And so immediately my mind started to race about the possibilities, about who this person is. And yeah, I mean, I immediately saw it as like a very violent, you know, if this was being done in film, it would be Quentin Tarantino or Sam Peckinpah. And on top of that, I mean, one of my favorite stories about Nazis, not that they're, you know, not that I love stories about Nazis, but about stories about kicking ass and killing Nazis, is The Boys from Brazil, which is all about genetics and, you know, if Hitler had an offspring or if there was cloning of Hitler, something like that. So yeah, I kind of all came together, and yeah, I wanted to be over the top in terms of violence, in terms of some of the story elements, but at its core, it's a story about two people. It's a story about Pierre Moreau, who is a young baker's assistant in occupied France in 1943. He's a young man who's he's been adrift his entire life, has never really known who his father was, and because, you know, subsequently has never known who he actually is. So this actually, for the first time in his life, gives him a mission and something that he wants to do with his life. And on the flip side, is his handler. She's a female spy, sort of like a Jessica Chastain in Zero Dark 30, someone who is obsessed with killing Hitler and getting to him so he can end World War II. And she's tried on numerous occasions to try to track down Hitler. Wow. And finally, this is the key. There's 3 Nazi turncoats who reveal to her the identity of who this son is, that he has a son and who the identity of the person is. And so she becomes obsessed with it. And along the way, she's going to learn a couple lessons as they finally get to Hitler. And what's really interesting thing about it was that the original take on the story, the way we originally conceived it was that it would end in the bunker. Mm-hmm. So we'd finally, after, you know, in a Homer's Odyssey type thing, we'd finally get to Hitler, kill him, and we'd actually know how the bastard died. But then there were recent events in the last 18 to 24 months. And that's kind of made me think about where the world is today and asking questions of, well, you know, people are talking about like Make America Great Again. Well, and they often look back to that world, like that post World War II time period, and was America really that great? And sort of weave in and talk about what some of the Western world was like at that time immediately after. So wow. I can't reveal too much because there's a big twist that brings us into that third act, and I've already said too much, and I think Image is going to try to kill me now, I'm sure. It was nice knowing you all. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, because a lot of people have pointed out that I seem to have this fascination with murder or killing off characters. I mean, Son of Hitler, my first title was Kill Shakespeare, so all of Shakespeare's characters on a quest to hunt down and kill a guy by the name of William Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. My most recent book is Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, The Big Lie, which is a hard-boiled noir take on the classic teen detectives, and in that, Frank and Joe Hardy's father has been murdered, and so the two brothers are accused of murdering their father, and so they have to turn to Nancy Drew to help clear their names. So I'm obsessed with murder. I guess maybe all of my anxieties or all of my desires to kill things or kill people. I guess the way I can vent or get that out of my system is through writing. So hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, we're all in trouble.
Oh man, yeah, okay. Well, you know what? You're writing. This is good, you know. Well, I mean, your writing is great, and you know, some have described you as the next Aaron Sorkin. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard someone describe me as the next Aaron Sorkin. So we're going to do a walk and talk while we answer that question.
Yeah, we'll just walk.
We're going to walk and talk. In fact, the other person that mentioned that I'm the next Aaron Sorkin, I think that was myself. That was about 5 minutes before this interview. Yeah. Sorry, I am not Aaron Sorkin. I'm just a huge fan of writers that have specific voices. So whether it's the Coen brothers, whether it's Tarantino, whether it's Aaron Sorkin himself. I mean, just people that when you read a script, when you see a story that they've created in comics, you know, like a Scott Snyder or something like that, or a Bendis or something, you know, you immediately know what it is. And so I think one of the things that's been really important is that I've collaborated on a number of the projects that I've worked on, but in the last few years, I've really made an effort to get out on my own and become a sole writer on a lot of projects. And I find that very creatively fulfilling, but also it's allowed me to start to create my own voice, and that's really, I think, is really starting to come through with Son of Hitler.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, so when...
Sorry, we forgot to do the walk and talk while we were answering that question.
Let it go. So when can we expect the Son of Hitler on hit the shelves?
Son of Hitler comes out with Image Comics, 200-page hardcover. It's going to come out in late May, early June of this year, so we're really excited about it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, this book looks awesome. You guys definitely need to keep your eyes open. Put it on your pull list as soon as you see the solicitation. I mean, yeah, it looks awesome.
If you hate Nazis and you hate Hitler, you're going to love this.
It's perfect.
That's a good tagline.
Hey, that is
I
good.
should do that tagline, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
if you don't buy this, then you are... Oh, no, I can't say that. That's bad, yeah.
That's not...
Yeah.
We love our viewers. But... I love the energy here, man. This is great.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Should we do the obligatory handshake here?
Yes, definitely. Look at the camera. Yes. Thank you so much for coming on with us. If our viewers want to check out some stuff of yours online or just connect with you online in any way, Twitter, social media, anywhere, where can they find you?
The best place to go is to my website, anthonydelcall.com. I'm on Twitter at Anthony_Delcall. I'm on Facebook. I'm not on the Instagram, as they call it. I don't know why. My wife chastises me and makes fun of me all the time, but she's a millennial and I'm older than that, so maybe that's why. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a generational bias thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, anthonydelcall.com, or just do a Google search, and you'll find me.
That's great.
And if you don't find me, I will find you.
This has been both the most lively and most threatening video we've ever done. So, oh my. Yeah, again, obsessed with murder. Well, thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Another obligatory handshake.
Turn to the camera and go for a walk. The Aaron Sorkin walk handshake. If you like videos like this one, make sure you hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at HOUDINI, and also we want to thank our friends over at Outright Geekery. Check them out for everything geeky.